I've spent so much time mining that I now have a totally different perspective of the universe. One with ever-growing tunnels expanding with no end in sight in an inescapable cycle of mining and the ever-looming dread of death and failure. How did it ever come to this? Well, we'd have to look all the way back to a time long, long ago, also known as July 3rd. Very long! Meow, a realm owner, and YouTuber had started yet another SMP. Usually everyone focuses on a similar objective, work on enhancing spawn. My inspiration for these had never peaked, but one day Meow had started another SMP. At first I didn't do much besides make a lazy sky base, but after dying I came back determined to be number 1. After just 1 or 2 days of grinding, I had a stack of iron blocks. I was moving up in the world. While mining the iron, I made a plan to get tons of gold to fund my machinations. I even spent days in a creative test world designing a gold farm. I would design elaborate redstone contraptions and then compact them down. I would make different kill chambers, funnels, portal lighters, item sorters, and had an entire plan for a bank to control the realm's economy. You know, a lot of work. In the SMP, I even mined every last obsidian block I would need for the project, but when I went to spawn, I saw a complete gold farm that put me to shame. Bad news, I spent days designing and grinding for nothing. Good news, I make Scrooge McDuck look poor and have enough levels to enchant everything. The future for the SMP was looking bright. People were building farms and stopping whoever delayed or destroyed progress in the world. Harmony looked like a plausible future. How ignorant I was. When I was busy mining iron, I was too blind to see that the present was dim and the future would be dark and bleak. People had already begun using X-ray, fly hacks, and more. Some of my trusted friends succumbing to the dark side. Resources would quickly lose their value if nothing was done. In a panic, I fled to the nether till I thought my journey far enough. When I emerged from the portal, I was met with a lonely island. Well, not actually. I spawned in a cave and was shot by scouts. But when I surfaced, I was met with the freaking ocean! That portal's horrible. But after looking to my left, I saw the island, the place I would make my home. I quickly started grinding for bed so I could quarry out the nether, because hell is literally safer than spawn. And also because cool rock. But then, things took a turn for the worse. Hacking/cheating became completely acceptable. People were using X-ray and various hacks. Even some of the admins were cheating. At one point, the owner, Meow, had placed a massive 20 by 10 by 20 brick of diamonds. That's a lot of diamonds! Things couldn't be worse. My wealth suddenly looks like pocket change, but I refused to give up. I pressed on and grinded even harder. Okay, quick side note, I was literally mining for so long, I had dreams of me mining more ancient debris. This drove me mad, man. But then, after days of mining, this is why we have it. I had done it. A stack of netherite. That's more than anyone has on the realm. Even more than the cheaters. Potentially more than everyone combined. This small success would act as my foothold to beating the hackers. With this victory, anything looked possible. After all, I had stood up what to me was gods. Soon after, I would work on achieving every resource the gods had gotten, and if any deity opposed me, they would see what wrath immortal could wreak down upon them. But as I had gone mining for diamonds, the realm had been reset. The damage done had become too great, because apparently people can't deal with staying in Hellfire 24/7. Oh, it's like burning me alive, and my keeps getting eviscerated. It is but a flesh wound, wimps. But I guess people really didn't enjoy the great imbalance between the gods and mortals, and weren't patient enough for me to level the field. Which, I mean, is fair, but come on, man. Although this reset wasn't just for some, it was for all. This would mean that the weeks I had spent grinding would go to waste. My machinations would go unsung. This blow would hit me harder than every hacker's scheme to disrupt progress. By the time it was reset, I had 2 stacks of diamond ore. The estimate for when I would have reached my goal was a little less than 2 weeks. If I was determined enough, just over a week. This is the point in the story when I was at my lowest, my most vulnerable, my darkest hour. For me, this hour spanned days. I thought my quest was over, that the end would be an anticlimactic finish to a chaotic story. But then, out of nowhere, like a hand of God descending down from the heavens, all to help one mortal man. When this poll ended, I actually did a mini celebration. But this came at a cost. I would no longer be sin-free, as these would be cheated goods. But I don't give a care, alright? I want my stuff back. Also, I think Meow misunderstood how much nether I had, because, yeah, don't worry about it. I got rid of the extra. With that, I crawled back up and stood strong once more, ready to take on the gods. There's just one problem, or rather, lack thereof. You see, when the reset was done, it wasn't taken lightly, which I'm very happy with, by the way. But this meant that all the time I spent preparing wouldn't be to fight an ever-ruling enemy, because there was no god to fight. This doesn't mean I wouldn't prepare to fight the immoral gods. But now, I think it's time I rest. I have much to study.